York City subway system is paradise, if you will.
My top favorite train specifically is the N train. That is, without a doubt, the most electrifying train in all of New York City Transit. The people's train, the badass of Broadway. Visually, that train is just holy shit awesome. Like the turns, the way it moves, direction, all that stuff. I love that train.
This is a Dispatch Boulevard bound Amtrak train. The next stop is Astoria Boulevard.
You're dealing with the most electrifying man in all of New York City Transit on the most electrifying train in all of New York City Transit, the People's Train, the badass of Broadway, the R68N train.
The Super Subway Brothers are young rail fans.
It's not your average YouTube channel where, you know, you just have, oh, it's just train reviews and stuff like that. No. We are the baddest motherfuckers that ever hit YouTube. That's a fact. We do, you know, a lot of what the people feel. And what the people want to say, but they can't say it. Other rail fans join in the process.
It's not our channel, it's the People's channel.
Everywhere else that I've been, any of the groups that I've been in, like school or whatever the case may be, they didn't really connect with me like how rail fans connected with me. When I'm doing my videos, I'm giving back to the people that gave to me.
First time actually rail fanning was after I graduated middle school. Started to ride the trains by myself. You know, like when you're at this casino and you hear ka-ching? That's what runs in my mind. A lot of times, when a train comes in, I see the number, and I instantly know something about that specific car, something unique. If I recorded with a dead motor or was howling noise.
When rail fanning, it's like I get into this different type of state of mind. You find the equipment that you are attached to. I grew up in general the older equipment. That's always been my thing.
You know, yeah, sure. The average New Yorker would be like, "Oh, I don't care. It's a new train. I like it. Yeah, it's nice. You know, have fun." But it's like, you know, you don't really have like a connection with the subway system as we do. You know, and what you see as insane, we see as fun. You know, what you see as ridiculous, we see as comforting. And it's like we're taken out of our element now because it's like we don't have that comfort anymore. It's like, what's the point of? It's like almost one of those things. Is like, what's the point of being in New York City?
A lot of things have happened in my life where I've had to use the subway to escape. While I was in high school, my brother had passed away. He had bronchitis and he had a hole in his heart. None of us knew that he had that. It was like 12 o'clock at night. Everybody in the house was sleeping. Everybody else is snoring except for him. I leaned over, I tried to, hear him if he was breathing or not. Nothing. I didn't hear anything at all. Nothing. It's quiet. I pretty much like grabbed him and I started running downstairs. And as soon as I hit the bottom step, he just died right there in my hands. He was 4 years old. I was just in a whole totally different state of mind. I was just like gone.
Hearing of trains screeching on a curve, that reminds me of home. It's like a song. When I was in Virginia like a year or two ago, I was missing it here. I was only there for like a week. I would watch a train video, and it would remind me of home. It would remind me that I'm home, and it's always gonna be there for me. have explored the entire system. You can travel from all the way to the top of the subway map at Wakefield 241st Street, all the way down to Coney Island for only the price of $275. Yeah, trains to bring you from point A to point B, but it's another thing as a hobby. If you have really good vision though, when you look in the front windows when riding this line, you can see a lot of rail fans like to ride these trains on the J lines, but this line has is very famous for these cars right now. Almost every rail fan goes on this line just only to ride these cars. The New York City subway system has the biggest fleet of train cars in the entire world, probably. That's the thing with rail fans, we like variety. You had R1 through R160, I can name them. There was so many different trains. They all look badass, I could say in a type of way. It's all the sparks of technology, trains, style, art, there's so much to it. We rail fans are part of the trains. We are the guardians of the train system. My first rail fan trip was in the summer of 2012. I was a big fan of this group called the Super Subway Brothers, including Patrick Stewart. They were the very first official rail fans I ever met. Hey, I'll make you foam again.
Us rail fans, we don't really have much else to really go to as far as like a safe haven, if you will. It's like we come to the system and it's like we all meet each other and we actually know how it is in our own lives. You know, the fans that I grew up around, we were all in this sort of like cyclone of just like drama in our lives where we all understood each other and we all clicked with each other because we knew exactly what was going on. We knew what we had to deal with when we had to leave the system.
Just enjoying the sound of the old subway cars. Right. It'll have you go through it. Wait.
All he was missing, I got you, honey.
Yeah, I got you, honey.
I got you.
As a kid, I was always into just seeing a big hunk of metal, you know, just running by, carrying millions of people daily.
I love what I do.
It was just breathtaking to me. You know, if you try to hide it, then you're lying to yourself. I stumbled across the Super Subway Brothers when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
Damn.
I feel like what the Super Subway Brothers can give for young real fans who live in New York City is allowing people to build confidence. You should be yourself. You should never allow someone to tell you you're different. And you shouldn't be scared or be ashamed of what you're into. I can personally say that's what Patrick has done for me. With him, it allowed me and a lot of other people to be proud of what they're into. You know, it's interesting to say and very odd to say a train created the friendship that me and someone else has. I do believe the Super Subway Brothers is a big deal in the rail fan community.
Being at my Uncle David's house, it's basically like a living room / kitchen. I've ping-ponged all of New York City. I've been in each and every borough. I've lived in each and every one of them, including Long Island. I've lived in 20 places. Almost as many houses as my age, basically. At the end of the day, it's like I'll have this hanging guillotine over me, and I'm like, I don't know when it's gonna drop for me to get out of whoever's place I'm in. I don't know when I'm gonna be forced out next. What really helped me out was the fact that I ran into Jada. when I saw her, I knew for a fact this girl is everything for me. Like, she's like the whole package. With her, I saw my future.
This is a Queens-bound Hughes Express train. The next stop is 34th Street, Herald Square.
Stand clear of the closed doors, please.
The next stop is 34th Street, Herald Square.
People have had a negative reaction to me being so hyper. I would be really super hyper about catching things that I really, really like.
Are you fucking serious?
Of course, I would post it. All caps. Yes! Look what I caught!
This is a Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue bound Q local train.
Most of the drama happens through Facebook. People were like, I have no life. My life is just trains. People did not understand the hype. I've said stupid things that may have triggered people's emotions, made people wanna, not like me, made people wanna just delete me, unfriend me, cut me off. I guess you could say I was immature. I get threatened because people just that angry at me. Of course I'm gonna get nervous, like I don't want conflict.
This is a Coney Island, Stillwell Avenue bound Q local train. The next stop is Avenue H.
People were like, so fight me, what's up, what's good? Things like that gets me like, whoa, slow down there, buddy. I just don't like when people argue. I don't like when people fight.
There's like a massive mass extinction going on with New York City Transit. You know, everything that gave the system life is now being taken away by what's supposed to be changed with the R160s and everything futuristic that's coming in. And then that's the problem, is that we're losing what gave the system life. When you ride something new, like a new piece of equipment or a new train or whatever, if you don't feel like you're in New York City anymore, you feel like you're in some other state or some other country or something like that. You know how they say that the transit system's like the blood veins of New York City? Basically what it is the R160s, they're pretty much like, it's like the virus of New York City Transit. And then all the older equipment's all the white blood cells, and it's like it's an infection that's happening within New York City. Because apparently this is the future. I still have that passion for transit. It's just, as far as like my favorite trains are concerned, everything is just slowly dying.
Between 34th Street, Hudson Yards, and 8th Street, Flushing.
It's like as I get older, you start to pay attention to the things that are necessary. Like your well-being, your lifestyle, your life. Things that are really unnecessary, you know, you start to really realize it. And you'll start hearing people say, well, you know, you gotta find a different hobby, you gotta do things differently. It's just doubt. It's just doubt. There's times where, because I've had Jaina, these trains, they're just like cold machines that don't give any love back. But something's keeping me there. Like something's just keeping me on the N train, and I don't know exactly what it is, but something's keeping me there.
This is by far the most electrifying train of all fucking time. Thank you. God said on that day, let my pentagraph gates open. Yeah, bless it. Yes, bless it. Yes, he must bless it.
And I made this picture for this guy because the R32 is what?
The most electrifying train in all of New York City Transit.
The baddest of Broadway. The 32 entry. The most electrifying
Wait,
train.
but we got to start with the you are dealing with part.
That sounds to me.
the end really helps me a lot. It keeps reminding me of what goals that I need to accomplish for my life into the future beyond. But sometimes it feels like there's more to life than just transit. You know, my life would be a little bit easier not having to deal with YouTube or being Knuckles or, you know, being part of Super Subway Brothers. But for me, I know for a fact that it wouldn't be the same.
This is the last stop on this train. Everyone, please leave the train. Thank you for riding with MTA New York City Transit.
It's hard to really imagine my life without that. This is something that's here to the end of whenever the world goes or whatever.